Today, our topic is tools of observation. So, dear viewers, before we move towards the tools, you should first know what is observation. Observation is actually carefully watching something in order to gain information. Carefully watching or noticing something to gain information. For example, if you are walking down the street and there's a tree, but you don't notice anything about the tree, that what type of tree it is or anything about it, then that's not observation. It means that just seeing is not observation. On the other hand, if you carefully look at the tree and notice how full of leaves it is, how tall it is, and which type of tree it could be, then that is observation. It means carefully noticing details to gain information is observation. It should be kept in mind that just seeing something is not observation. Carefully noticing details to gain information is observation. It can be defined as observation is the process of gathering information using our senses or tools. If we talk about senses, I'm sure all of you know that we have 5 senses. Sense of sight through our eyes, sense of smell through our nose, sense of touch, can you please repeat with me? Sense of touch through our skin, sense of taste through our tongue, and sense of hearing through our ears. So, with the help of these 5 senses, we can observe things around us. Sometimes our senses are not enough to notice every detail. For example, our eyes can't see something very tiny. That's why scientists and even we in daily life use tools of observation. Tools of observation can be very simple like a ruler or advanced like a microscope. Here is a list of tools of observation we are going to discuss in this video. Magnifying glass, binoculars, thermometer, ruler, weighing scale, camera, microscope and telescope. The first one is magnifying glass. Magnifying glass is a small tool with a curved glass lens that makes things look bigger. For example, people use it to read small writings or look at tiny insects. For example, if you want to look closely at the wings of an insect, you can use magnifying glass. The next one is binoculars. Binoculars are a pair of lenses used to see distant objects more clearly using both eyes. For example, people use binoculars to watch birds, see faraway things during travel or sports event. You must have seen people using binoculars in large stadiums or at outdoor sports events such as crickets or horse racing to see clearly from far away. Scientists also use binoculars for observing nature, such as studying birds, animals, or distant objects in the environment. They help scientists see details from far away without disturbing natural environment. The next is thermometer. Thermometer is a tool used to measure temperature, how hot or cold something is. For example, a thermometer can tell if you have a fever or check the weather temperature. In scientific teaching, it's better to specify that clinical thermometer is for body temperature and weather thermometer is for weather or air temperature. Ruler or measuring tape. Ruler or measuring tape are the tools that measure length, height or width of objects. For example, all of you must have used ruler in your classroom, especially in mathematics, to measure the length of lines. Similarly, with the help of measuring tape, you can measure your biceps, you can measure your height, but we also have a special instrument or scale, we can say, to measure height. That's called stadiometer. Have you ever measured your height with stadiometer fixed in your school or at a clinic? What did you feel when you did that for the first time? Share your thoughts in the comment section. I would love to hear that. Okay, next is weighing scale. So, weighing scale is a tool to measure the weight of objects. We have different types of weighing scale like balance scale, bathroom scale, and the digital scale. You can see here, balance scale has 2 pans hanging on either side of the beam. It is used to compare the weight of objects, for example, comparing the weight of different fruits. The next is bathroom scale, also known as personal scale. When you stand on a bathroom scale, it measures your body weight. The next is digital scale. It's an electronic device and it measures weight very accurately. It shows the weight directly on the digital display, so it is faster and easier to use. Camera. Camera is a tool to capture images for later observation. For example, people use it to take pictures of animals, science projects, etc. Then microscope. Microscope is a device used to see tiny objects that cannot be seen with the naked eye. Scientists use microscope to see tiny cells and bacteria. Telescope. Telescope is a device or tool that help us see things that are far away, like stars and planets in space. For example, scientists use it to study the universe, to discover new planets, to study how stars are born, help us in research, navigation, and weather studies. After discussing all the tools of observation, it is now clear that tools of observation make our senses more powerful. They help us gather more accurate and reliable information. That's why they are so important in science. So, I would love to know if you think of any other tool that can help us make better observation. Please share it in the comment section. Thanks for watching.